There you go.
Recording in progress. There we go.
You start over now?
Cool. Want me to go back to the beginning?
Yeah,
No, I think we'll be
that's it.
all right. Hey, we know people like to do business with those they know, like, and trust. But also, when you're talking about people that are coming in digitally, they're looking at you online, there has to be a recognition factor. You know, it's interesting. You look at Hollywood stars and musicians, and these people, a lot of them are considered very trustworthy by the general public, even though nobody knows George Clooney personally, but they trust George Clooney, right? You know, nobody knows Garth Brooks or Madonna or whoever you want to go with, but man, that's a trustworthy person because they recognize them. In the digital world, when we're talking about real estate, if you aren't working with somebody out of your sphere, if you aren't making that personal connection through an open house or a referral, and they're coming to you off of a website, then being digitally present and having that information out there, because they're looking at 4 websites before they, in 2 minutes, before they end up connecting with somebody, it's very, very important. Again, 91% of people work with the first agent they talk to. But what I've found is that a lot of these people that come in online, they're just looking at the properties. They've actually looked at agents a lot of times too, and they know who they want to work with. Sometimes they ask for a listing agent. Y'all ever had that happen? Somebody reach out, I want to talk to the listing agent, right? Then it's my job to explain to them on the buyer side why, hey, you may not want to work with the listing agent unless it's my listing, right? You know, because the listing agent may not be telling you everything. But it's important that we show up and we're present so that we build that recognition. For my agent, the guy who actually got me into real estate here, I was scrolling through. Again, we're not from this area, didn't know anybody. I was looking through different profiles. He was the only person who was smiling in his profile picture. I said, man, I want to look like somebody, want to work with somebody who looks like they enjoy what they're doing. Right? So it's important. Why do I say that? Because most people are looking at Zillow and Realtor.com as the #1 and #2 sources. Now, I'm not telling you to go and buy leads from Zillow and Realtor.com. I'm not saying that at all. But we need to know where the traffic is coming from. We need to know what these people are exposed to. Zillow, every second in this country, 184 houses are being looked at. Every second. So we know that these people are out there and they're on these sites and they're looking at them, and then hopefully they're coming across to us. But as you look at this list, what I want you to realize, especially in terms of how you guys are generating a lot of your business that's not the personal referrals or the sphere or the open houses and things like that, is that your broker's website, your website is not on that list of the primary places that these people are looking. Now, obviously, you're generating business there. Don't get me wrong. But what I want you to understand is that you can keep doing exactly what you're doing. And by improving your visibility, I believe you can begin to generate even more business. What do I mean? So when I got connected with Joe to you guys, and he started telling me a little bit about you, I cyber stalked y'all a little bit online. I'm not going to lie. I do a little research to prepare for these courses. And what I found is, you guys are a great team. You're doing a lot of business, but you are not showing up when somebody's searching for the best agents, best realtor, best team to work with on Google. Google is now the #2 used website. TikTok is #1 as of the beginning of this year, used website in the United States, but Google is still #2, and it's not going away anytime soon. A lot of people are, hey, I want to find out about houses, homes near me, best agents near me. You guys weren't even in the first 5 pages, and I stopped after that. I'm not scrolling through 150 pages of agents in Boise, Idaho, but most people don't even go past the first page. So you're getting business. And my guess is there's organic sharing. You guys are sharing your page. You have clients who are sharing it, maybe friends and family. Maybe you're doing some advertising of your page, things like that. But I'm talking about the organic reach that happens. And that's not being as effective as it could be for you. All right. Secret agents don't eat. That's what I want to talk about. 41% are looking at reviews and recommendations online before they reach out to an agent. All right. In 2020, 5.64 million homes were sold in the United States, and 40% of those, or 2.3 million-ish about, were people who looked at the reviews and recommendations before they ever connected to an agent. So if they're looking online, they're looking at Zillow, they're looking at Realtor, they're looking on Google, and then they're coming to your website, then that's great. But my question is, how many people are not coming to your website because they're looking at all these other places and they're not finding you? Here's what I mean by that. Facebook, obviously a great place to start. You know, when we're talking about doing that searching, we want the organic SEO. You can pay for ads all day long, go for it. I pay for ads, lots of people pay for ads, but I want the organic business. And there are ways to increase my effectiveness in that. Facebook's a start. You guys obviously have your team Facebook page. That's wonderful. You want to keep that up. You want to keep posting on it, but we want to make sure that we are being effective as a team, and the team is made up of all y'all smiling faces. And those of you that turned your cameras off, I don't know if you're smiling or not. Maybe you're scowling at me at the moment, but it's made up of you. And so here's the thing. Is Dan here?
Dan's here.
Dan, hey, did you sell any houses last year, buddy?
Yeah.
According to Facebook, you haven't done a whole lot.
Evan said he was coming hard today. All right.
I'm just saying, again, I don't know you guys, but if I'm over here in Northern Kentucky, if I'm looking to move to Boise, Idaho, and I want to work with a great team, a great agent, somebody who knows my market, I'm looking at some of you guys on this team. I'm like, somebody's selling houses, but I don't know who it is. Okay, because now here's the thing. Some of you, I looked at your Facebook page, you guys have video reviews, which is fantastic. But you know, Google doesn't up your score and your SEO for video reviews. They need actual reviews that they can grab a hold of. So have your people do video reviews, all right? But then have them write that actual review. In fact, I would ask them to write the actual review. And if you like the actual review, say, man, that's fantastic. Would you mind doing a video with me so that I can share that? Because that's how you increase your reach even more in your personal sphere and let people know what you're doing. But all the people that are looking online, 4 websites in 2 minutes, this is what they're looking for. Nobody's Googling video reviews of agents near me. They're Googling reviews of agents near me. And what I'm seeing is nobody likes Dan.
That's true.
Sorry, Dan. Virtual hug, man. But hold on, I'm not done yet. Landon, you here? Thought I saw him pop in.
He is. He's on the screen.
Yeah, you're on the screen. Did you sell any houses last year?
Yeah,
Okay, good. You got 5 out of 5 based on the opinion of 2 people. How many houses did you sell?
16.
Okay. So 2, not bad, but there's some opportunity there to maybe do a little bit more. That's going to cause you to show up more, but it's also because you're part of the Build Idaho real estate team. It's going to affect your team. It's going to help your SEO. It's going to help your team's SEO. This is just Facebook, guys. How about Samantha?
She's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, here.
All right, Samantha, if you have a business page, I couldn't even find it. Like just the personal page. And because we're not friends, I can't even see anything you're posting. So you know what that tells me? You don't want to sell houses to me. You just want to sell houses to people you know. How much does it cost to create a Facebook business page?
$0.
$0. How long does it take to create a Facebook business page?
A couple minutes.
10 minutes, right? I mean, that's just to get it going, right? Why would we want to leave money on the table by not doing the simple stuff that helps us show up in a digital world? Y'all with me? I don't know if you've ever met our founder, Jake Dixon, but he says this all the time when he says something harsh. He says, I love you, I mean it. I do, but I'm here to help you at the same time. How do you get reviews? Once you have your digital presence on Facebook, how do you get reviews? How do you get, Landon sold 16 houses, he's got 2 reviews. How do you get those reviews? You ask people. You just ask them. Sometimes you do it at closing. I do it. I say at closing, hey, I'm going to be sending you some information that'll have links to my reviews. Loved working with you. I'd be real happy if you fill that out. Yeah, oh, absolutely. About 48 hours later, they get a text message and an email that has the links right in there to my Facebook page, my Zillow page, my Realtor.com page for them to leave a review. If they don't do that within 24 hours, I follow up with another text message. Hey, I want to make sure my text message came through. I know that you enjoyed working with me in this deal. I would really love to have your opinion to share with others who may be looking to know what they're going to experience with working with me. You just asked. You know what? I've never had anybody who looked at me and said, I am getting for you. Now, I've had some people that haven't done it, even with the follow-up. But 70%, I did this just for fun. I went back because I had several people who hadn't done reviews for me for deals for 2021. So I went back on New Year's Eve. Everybody's partying, spending time with family, doing whatever. I sent out a text message with my Facebook and my Zillow links. And I said, hey, we closed deals together and I would love to know how your experience was working with me. Would you take 2 minutes and fill out a review on one of these links? I got 8 of them from the 20 text messages I sent out. Now that's not 70% I get, but just from one text message on New Year's Eve. And some of these people I hadn't talked to since February or March, right? So you just ask. Go to your Facebook page, grab that link, put it in an email, put it in a text message, set it up so it's an auto flow process out of your CRM so that you have, set up, hopefully you have follow-up in place for your clients after you close. If you don't, that's another conversation that you all need to have with Joe. Okay. But you set it up and I do that to where after a week, they get a text message. Hey, how's everything going? Moving in? Are you getting settled? 3 months, 6 months, a year, right? That's automatic. I don't even have to think about it. So you can do it that way. Depending on what kind of CRM, maybe you have a follow-up plan that already is an automated follow-up plan to ask for reviews. Look at what you've got and use it. But if you don't have anything, it's real simple. Right after you close, a text message and email, a couple days later, a little reminder if they didn't do it. Very simple. Maybe if you're not getting the responses, you offer a little gift card. There's actually a program out there where you can set it up. They'll ask people for reviews for you. And they send them a $5 gift card that you pay for, don't get me wrong, when they actually do fill out the review to get a coffee somewhere. So you can go that route if you want to. But the important thing is I don't know if any of you are biblical people, again, 16 years as a pastor, you have not because you ask not. There's truth to that, guys. It really, really is true. If you're not asking for those reviews, very likely you're not going to get them unless they're bad. The people who are mad at you never have a problem going ahead and leaving a review. Yeah. So don't ask them. Realtor.com, again, #2 searched site when it comes to real estate. This is me, all right? I don't push my Realtor.com profile, but a couple of times a year, especially with people that I know are really happy with me, I ask them to leave a review on my Realtor.com profile versus the others, just so that I'm balancing it out where things are showing up. Because Realtor.com doesn't talk to everybody else. Some of these websites will talk to other websites. Realtor doesn't. But I have my profile on there. It helps with my SEO. I have a couple of people a year leave a review for me on there. Showing up there, it boosts my SEO even more because this review, like this one right here from Falmouth at the top, that review is 5 stars, but it's 5 stars and didn't show up anywhere else. Ms. Miners over here, she and her fiance bought a house for me. Her review doesn't show up anywhere else. So it actually boosts me a little bit more having one that's specific to this platform. Again, how much does it cost for you to set up a Realtor.com profile? Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing. All right, but yet, here's the thing. I went and did a little research. Now, again, I don't know who all's who and who's in charge of what and all that, but I just pulled off the website here that Lori was at the top. All right. So she's got some reviews, and this is fantastic. 4 reviews, but this is from a year ago. Have we sold any houses since then?
No, I was a slacker last year.
She was a slacker last year. Okay, well, you know what? Admittance is the first step. But again, we got to be asking these people to leave these reviews.
Right.
All right. But if I'm looking 4 websites in 2 minutes and I'm looking at agents that I want to work with, I'm moving into your area again, let's say, because I know you guys are a pretty booming area, right? There's
Yes.
been some growth and development. Yes. I'm looking. Yeah.
Yes.
A couple of houses.
Yeah.
that-
Couple, just a couple, 1 or 2. You know, it's all right. So I'm looking to move into the area. I need somebody to work with. I need a professional, but I need a professional that's selling houses today. Doesn't cost anything. I did a little bit more research. Jeff, I know Jeff's on there. I saw Jeff earlier. Jeff, you don't even exist, man. Like, forget you're not working today. You don't even exist on realtor.com. Now, you know what that
that's
tells
That's
me?
the top 1 and
Oh.
2. Oh, I see.
You know what that tells me? Is that's a problem because this is we own this. So like if you don't even, if your name isn't even in here, then you've never even set up anything. Like they don't know who you are. So you got to go in there and you got to put in your name, you got to put in your email address. All right, just set up your basic profile. You don't have to go gangbusters. You don't need to buy leads from realtor.com. Set up your profile. It's free. It's going to help you show up. It's going to tie you to your listings, your sales in the area. It's going to make it look like, hey, I know what I'm doing. And Jeff, I don't know you, but I bet you know what you're doing. Colette, am I saying that right?
Yep.
Oh, good. I love it when I say
He's
names right.
butchering it.
You're not on here either. Did you sell any houses last year?
I did, yeah. I worked for a builder though, so.
Oh, well, okay, she worked for a builder. Okay, that's fine. So this year, you're going to go in and set up that profile. Doesn't take very long. All right. Now, I do want to talk about Zillow. I know everybody hates Zillow. Okay. I put this on here. This is probably the most forceful thing that I'll say this whole 6 weeks. Consumers don't give a damn what we think about Zillow.
Mhm.
They don't. I don't like Zillow. You probably don't like Zillow. They don't care. They know who Zillow is. Zillow's advertising in the freaking Super Bowl. They know who Zillow is. 196 million unique users, right? 7.1 billion. Basically, the entire world population comes to visit homes on Zillow every year. All right. So it doesn't matter if we like Zillow or not. You don't need to buy their leads. You don't need to work with them, but log in and complete your agent profile. Why? Because they are the #1 searched site for real estate in the country. And it's free. It's absolutely free. Fill out your profile. Here's the thing. Actually, now that Zillow is a brokerage, this is even better for you. Because now, don't tell anybody this, but now their data is actually like as accurate as the MLS. Because they're getting the IDX feed directly from the MLS. So guess what? Before with Zillow, you had to go in and you had to add all your own sales. You don't have to do that anymore. They automatically add your sales. If you fill out your profile and your information's on there, there's this nice little map. I like the little map, actually. I go and snip out the little map and take all the Zillow stuff out and create my own little ad to put online. Look at all the places I'm selling houses. All right, be creative with that. But that little map is showing consumers that you're selling houses all over the place. It's updating usually within 24 hours of when a property is listed as closed in the MLS on your profile. So people are able to go, they can look, they see your information, they see how many houses you sold, they see all of it's right there. And it's the #1 place that they're looking. Now, if I'm seeing that you're active here, what is that probably going to tell me if I'm looking for an agent?
Know what you're talking about.
Might be somebody I want to talk to. All right. Here's my friend Jason. This is one of the teams that I worked with in Minnesota. The #2 team in Minneapolis. Okay. When we started, this was his Zillow profile. Now, this isn't bad. He's the team lead. Okay. This isn't bad. 17 reviews, 155 sales in the last 12 months. All right. Again, some of his team members aren't showing up, but he's got his stuff on here. That's great. It's not bad. But 155 sales and 17 reviews. I was like, man, we got a little bit of a challenge here. Then I go and I look, and Now, this was, I think, back in August when I was working with them on this. So his reviews are from 2018. So I immediately started off, are you still selling houses today? Well, yeah. All right, there's an opportunity here because again, every review is going to boost your SEO as people are searching for agents in the market right now. Here's my friend Darren. He's the guy who got me into the business, mentor of mine. All right, he's a solo agent here in my area, about 70 sales, 51 reviews. So he sold 70 houses in the last year. He's got 51 reviews. You know what he does? He had 3 buyers all of last year. I asked him as I was getting ready for this. He had 3 buyers all of last year that he took on that were not also selling a house. Basically, he's a listing agent. And people love him. The guy looks like he's 12. Really annoyed. I'm like, dude, this is not fair. You don't even look like you're old enough to sell houses. And yet he's kicking the butt of the guy who sold 155 in terms of reviews and showing up. He spent $0 on advertising because when people Google best agents in Northern Kentucky, he's one of the first people that shows up because his clients love him. But you know why they love him? Because he has this follow-up process in place. At the final walkthrough, he talks to him about leaving a review. At the closing, he talks to him about leaving a review. When he gets done and he goes and sets everything as closed, he starts an automatic process that sends out that information asking them for the review. They get contacted within the first 2 weeks, at least 3 times, if they haven't left a review. All right, so he is on it and it's all automated. But he sells 69 houses and he has 51 reviews. So something's working. Right? Hello? Anybody? Y'all listening? It's not hard to ask, but nobody's going to do it if we don't ask. Again, we got to make sure that we're showing up. Put your information out there in the places that these people are looking. It's going to help you show up. What that's going to do, it's going to boost the whole team. It's going to help your website. Again, people are coming in off of your website. That's where you're getting the majority of your leads. And y'all closed 85 deals off of those leads through your website. That's great. Without doing any more work, without going out there and trying to generate more leads, just doing what you're doing with your website, is it possible that if you are showing up more in the places that people are looking, that it could help you sell more houses? Is it possible?
Absolutely.
And is this a big investment of your time to go Facebook, Zillow, Realtor.com and just fill this information out, put some pictures, and then ask your clients for reviews? Don't ask the ones that didn't like you. Don't ask the ones that you fired. Don't ask the ones that were stubborn and hard to work with. All right, there are some clients, we got the deal done. I don't want them to leave me a review. I mean, they were happy with the result, but it's like, I hope I never see you again. I just closed one of those. They moved out of state. Thank God I don't have to do follow-up with them because I don't sell in the state they're going to. Hope I never see them again, but I was glad for the deal. I'm not asking them to leave me a review, but if you had clients that you had great experiences with, if you had clients that you had a connection with, maybe you still stay in contact with them socially or personally, and they haven't left you a review, dude, what's going on? I provided great service. I did a great job. All I need is for you to take 2 minutes, click a button, and tell somebody. That's all I need. Most people are not going to have a problem with that. But we have to have the system in place, set up, and it's free to do. It does not cost you anything. So that's my assignment for you, if you will, this week, is to check your Facebook, check your Zillow, check your Realtor.com. Don't spend any money. All right. But just make sure that your profiles individually as a team, whoever's running the team stuff, because look at here where Jason is. You see, these are his team members, but they haven't filled out their profiles on Zillow. Well, again, it makes his team look less effective. What's going on with these guys? Everybody's in this together. We want to help one another. Very simple for you to be able to do. And it doesn't require you to do anything different on a day-to-day basis. All right, so we got a couple of people here. Again, I'm just pulling these out. I don't know who everybody is, but we got some reviews, but no sales reported. Again, I know that that's not accurate, that there's no sales reported. All right, I don't know who Trey is. But again, we've got the opportunity. See the opportunity here? Are you with me?
Yes.
All right, very good, very good. I don't need to continue to harp on it. Oh, yes, I do. Why not? I mean, just because I can. Again, I want you to be more effective. And 1% increase, 3% increase, that's more sales, that's more dollars in your pocket. In your pocket. Now, here's another thing that I want to throw out to you that you can look at. Peer reputation is basically it's an agent-to-agent program where agents who have closed deals with one another can review one another like a professional standards type of thing. It's free to sign up for. They do have a paid program. You don't have to do that, but it's free to sign up for. I believe it's in your market. If it's not, it should be Q1 of this year. They're brand new last year. But basically what this is you review other agents that you've worked with, and they have the opportunity to review you, and you can be certified as a reputable agent. You say, well, what does that matter? Well, it's another logo. It's another certification. I get to tell prospective buyers and sellers, I'm certified as a reputable agent by my peers. Not just here's my reviews of the clients that I've worked with, here's what other agents are saying. And in the markets that they've rolled out in, only 8% of people get certified as reputable. You know what that tells me? A lot of us suck at what we're doing. Y'all know any sucky agents? Right?
Yeah.
And there's actually, so you get an email when you sign up and they start tracking your deals. It'll ask you if you want to review the agent on the other side you work with. And if you had a bad experience, you can actually do it anonymously as well. But you can leave your name. So I give agents that I work with, I give them high fives and kudos when we've had a good transaction. And then they're doing the same for me. All right, it shows up on the wall, the whole thing. Again, you don't have to use the whole portal, but I love the idea of a professional standard. And then here's my favorite part. So here's all the agents, and I've requested, some of these guys I reviewed, and they haven't reviewed me. You slackers, I'm over here trying to help you. At least you can do is do the same back, but you can get a letter. And I put this in my buyer packets. I put this in my listing packets. I put this out there for everybody that I come into contact with for the first time. I have a review sheet from clients, and I have my peer reputation letter that says my fellow agents have said I'm a good person to work with. Again, it's just a little pop, but it's something extra, and it's not something that everybody has that they can say. So take a look at that if you want. Again, there is a paid portal. I'm not telling you need to sign up for that. They have other stuff. You can get a sticker for your window and all that sort of stuff. But you can sign up to just get certified and have other agents review you, and that's free. And I know I talked to them as we were getting ready for this. If they haven't already launched in your market, it will be launched sometime in the first quarter of this year. So something that you guys can look at. And here's the beautiful thing. As a team, y'all do any deals with one another in the team? Yeah. So you can help each other become reputable agents by reviewing one another. That's totally legal, right? Because you're still agents. All right. So we want to help one another out, basically what I'm saying. Another thing, if you haven't done the Google Get Screen, now my understanding is there is a cost to this. I'm in the process, so I haven't finished it myself. But I noticed that there are some agents that are Google screened agents in your market. I don't know if y'all have heard of any of these people. I mean, I haven't.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go through, basically they do a background check on you. They did a credit check on me, which I thought was kind of weird. And then they do like a reference check online. They're pulling data from different places to make sure that you're not a sleazeball, essentially. And you can get Google screened. And what happens is then when people, again, they just type in, so there's the paid ads at the top, and then there's the Google screened folks, and then there's everybody else. And that page earlier where I said you weren't on the first 5 pages, that was everybody else. So obviously you're not going to show up at the very, very top unless you're paying. Okay. But these Google screened folks are showing up right under those paid ads just because they went through the process. So something to look into. I'm not saying you need to do it, but everything that you can do to give yourself an edge may be worth at least taking a look at, finding out if maybe one of you, your team lead, somebody wants to go through the process. Because it's definitely something that people take notice of when Google's then pointing out and highlighting, hey, these are agents that we've screened and we're saying are approved and good to work with. Increases your visibility, adds a layer of trust, and can increase your lead volume, obviously, as you're showing up at the top. So actions that I want you to take. Update and complete your Zillow profile. Realtor.com profile is free. You know, if you want to sign up for Peer Reputation, start giving kudos to one another, other agents you work with, it's free. And then go back to your clients that you had good experiences with, clients that you connected with that haven't left you reviews. Do this after you filled out your Zillow and Realtor.com profiles, please, so that they have something to go to. Take the link from your profile, send it to them. Man, would you take 2 minutes? That's really all it takes. They click the button, they go to the link, they take 2 minutes, it's done. Is everybody going to do it? No, not everybody's going to do it, but some will, and it's going to immediately begin to boost you as people are searching. It's going to drive more traffic to your website. It's going to help bring you more leads. The more leads you have, the more deals you're going to be able to convert. Make sense?
Makes sense.
All right. What questions, comments, thoughts do you all have for today?
I have a big comment. You put a ton of time into this and a lot of research. Way to go. This is
Well,
awesome.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm here to, I had to figure all this out. Again, I got 4 kids and I had to figure all this out. And so my thing is it's not rocket science, but there's so much noise out there and so many people that are do my system. Let's start with the basics. I mean, this stuff works. It does.
So it's my understanding on the last thing that you said, if you were to pick one of those review sites to concentrate on and get 100% this week, which one would you pick?
So I would start with Zillow.
Zillow.
And then I would try and get some people on your Facebook page. Now, here's a little hack for Facebook. Zillow, they have to actually register in order to leave it, but anybody can go to your business page on Facebook. So I actually, when I was starting and I didn't have any reviews, I asked some of my lenders. I have a credit specialist that I worked with. So we had, like once I had a couple of deals closed and I've established, I asked them to get started just so that something showed up. So it wasn't a review of how great, oh, Devin's a good person to work with. I highly recommend it. You can do that on Facebook. Don't do that on your Zillow or Realtor.com page. But if you need a place to start, like if you're newer to the team or you don't have a lot of sales, get some people that you work with who know, like, and trust you and can vouch for your character to go leave a couple of, and focus on getting the clients on Zillow.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Because that way you're getting both. So you're getting the benefit of both in terms of search results and SEO, but you're getting different reviews that show up.
Thank you.
Devin, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
So we do ask for reviews at the end of our transaction process as well. Have you worked with other teams? What advice would you give agents about incorporating it into their process and asking during the process?
Yeah. So again, I start off at the final walkthrough, just talking about how much I've enjoyed working with them, how excited I am for them to be able to get into their home or get out of their home if they're a seller. And I just throw that out there. And if they're responsive and positive, which usually, oh yeah, it's been great, or oh, I'm so appreciative. Man, I'm so glad to hear that. Would you be willing after we close to complete a review for me? I'd be more than happy to just send you a link. All you have to do is click on it and go to it. And it takes you about 2 minutes to complete. Would you be able to? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Keep me in mind. Then I mention it at the closing, not until we're all done, but we're all done. Everybody shook hands, keys are exchanged, money's exchanged. We're walking out the door. Guys, again, it was great to work with you. Thank you so much. I want to remind you that I am here for you, even though we're closed. If you need anything, if you have questions, if you need a referral for services, please feel free to reach out. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want to remind you, if you would be willing to take a couple of minutes and fill out a review for me, it really does help me as I am building my brand and letting others know what they can experience in working with me. Oh yeah, I'm happy to do it. Okay, great. You're going to get a text message and an email with 2 to 3 links. You don't need to fill out all of them. Just pick 1, maybe 2 if you feel like it, and complete a review for me. Will you do that? Oh yeah, absolutely. And I change in the text message and the emails, I change which one is at the top, because usually people click on the one that's at the top. So, if I am at the place where like, okay, I want to get another review on my realtor.com page, I put realtor.com at the top for a little while until I get 1 or 2 people who click it and fill that out. Then I'll put Facebook at the top. Then I'll put Zillow at the top. So I kind of rotate them through. Very rarely do I have people, I think I've only ever had 1 person fill out all 3. Probably about 25% of them will do 2. But most of them will do at least 1, and they're going to do whatever's at the top. So I send that to them usually the next day. Okay. And then I watch. If there's nothing that happens within probably 2 or 3 days, because again, they're busy, I just send a little reminder. Hey, I hope you're settling in and everything's going great. Don't forget to click the link and fill out a review. And then I just send 1 link, whichever one I want to make sure they go to. I don't send them 3. Don't forget to click the link and fill out a review. It really helps me. And then I have an automatic process that's like I think it's a month and 3 months and 6 months. That's automatic if they haven't completed it by then. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm making it as easy as possible. I don't say, go find my Zillow profile. Ain't nobody gonna do that. But here's the link on their phone. A lot of people are willing to do that if you make it easy. They're willing to do it anyway, but they are more likely to do it if you make it easy.
Thank you, Devin.
Yeah, absolutely. Other questions?
Are we gonna get the slides?
Yep.
Thanks.
Everything's gonna be recorded. So just
All
for
right.
your eyes only, no sharing.
Yeah, well, it's just because we missed the beginning of recording,
Yeah.
so.
For your
Yeah,
eyes.
absolutely. So again, next week we'll come back together and continue on into session 2. But again, my hope is that you don't just sit here and listen to this, but go and do this. It's not going to take you very long, but just go in and do it. And if you have any questions next week, we can start off addressing those things before we get into it. But I've got a lot more to share with you, and I hope that. I hope it's something that you find adds value to you.
And Devin, I was going to say, we talked about it this morning, just me and you, is can you give them the titles of week 2 through 6, just so we can start planting those seeds there of what they're going to expect coming in to every Tuesday?
I'll go back here.
It was on the second slide, I think.
Here it is. So here's where we are today. Secret agents don't eat. Next week, we're going to talk about time management. And I'll just tell you, to me, time management is a little bit different than the way a lot of people think about it. I believe in time blocking, but I'm an energy person. All right. You ask me to time block and do stuff at 9 in the morning. I don't even want to talk to you at 9 in the morning. All right. But 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night, I can get a lot of stuff done. Now, it depends on what you're doing. Okay, so we'll talk about that a little bit, but I encourage you to build your schedule around what works with your energy. Not everybody's a morning person. Not everybody's an evening person. Not everybody has kids, so think about that. Conversion mindset, that's a little bit more, I'm going to call it the frou-frou session out of the bunch, because it's a lot about how you talk to yourself and how you talk to others. But here's the thing, and I don't mean to be preachy, but words matter. And if you're constantly telling yourself lead gen is hard, I can't do this, I don't like doing this, then you're not going to be successful at it. And that's just the truth. Business gen training, I actually use a Harvard study, and we go into when is the best time to make phone calls? When is the best time for follow-up? All of that sort of stuff. It's very data driven and data based. Speed to lead is important, but when you're talking about the people that you need to follow up with that have already come in, there are ways to make yourself way more effective than just, oh, I'm going to schedule. And here's what happens. A lot of people, oh, I'm going to schedule my lead gen time and my follow-up time. And we put it on our calendar for when it's most convenient for us. That is not going to work if you want to build a long-term sustainable lead gen plan. And then the secret sauce of conversion is, we'll go through it and you guys will probably laugh at how simple it is. But the thing is, it works. I mean, since 2019, working this same process, I have never converted less than 14% of my leads. Never. Now, are there people that are out there that convert more than that, 20, 30%? Yeah, they do, but they also spend a crap ton of money on ISAs and follow-up systems. I spend $10,000 a year total on my lead gen, my follow-up, my systems, all of it. And I do okay. I'll just put it at that. I do okay. So, you can spend money, you can increase your effectiveness and just spend money. Absolutely. But you don't have to spend tons and tons of money to be effective if you have the right systems and process. And then the other stuff are classes that I do that are just like free stuff on systems that are out there that you can use. So that's a completely different thing, but it's part of my overall course. So that's where we're going.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I am not going to keep you if we don't have any more questions. Go and do it is my final thought, unless we got anything else.
Thanks again.
All right. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.